All right, Shalom, giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rabakah Kodash. Double honors to elder apostles, the great millstone that do rule well. Peace, love, and blessings also to the brothers on the highways and byways, giving all diligence to make their call and election sure. And also blessings to the very few sisters out there that are listening, learning, and believing. I'm that fellow Abel Kanakla, coming at you once again with another lesson, Lord's rule through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. His lessons edifying and exhorting. And just more destruction and Babylon the Great, aka America, is at its end. All right, the Lord is breaking this place down, man. All right, and it's starting. The economy. All right, its currency, and then now the Lord is just finna just bring a famine upon the land. Okay, and this is basically probably what our title is. The Lord is going to bring a famine upon the land, not just in America, all over the world. But mainly we're going to focus on America because America is Babylon the Great in the scriptures. All right, other names, Egypt, okay, Sodom and Gomorrah. Those are all code names for what you call your beloved America today. So this is basically just a update on the prophecy, all right, because so-called bad news to Americans is good news to us, all right, because the kingdom cannot come until, all right, this one is overthrown, okay. So it's a lot to read, but I'm not going to read a lot. I'm going to read some key points, all right. Just bear with me, Baba Gashar, because this is some good information. Just scrolling through Google, and it's popped up. It says, I know that's Chinese lockdowns, the city. I'm going to just call it XIs for right now. I don't know how to pronounce that. It says lockdowns will pull the rug out from under U.S. truckers this summer. All right, and the truckers are already, all right, under the fire, so to say, because of the fuel prices. Okay, so it says whenever the trucking market slows, truck drivers look for someone to blame. Normally a slowdown. This is why you see on the back of truckers, on the back of their trucks, they say impeach. It started with Obama, impeach Obama. Now it's like impeach Biden. All right. Usually truckers have that written on the back of their trucks. Okay, because they need someone to blame. It says normally a slowdown is just a function of supply and demand, which is basic economics. Okay, supply and demand. All right, there's demand. How much supply, all right, do you have for that demand? Or maybe there's a low demand and a big supply. All right, when there's a low demand and a big supply, the price is low. When there's a high demand and a low supply, the prices are high. So right now, this is going to create a low supply but a high demand because people got to eat. All right, it says the market has not just eat, but everything else, clothes, all right, underwear, socks, all the above, TVs, car parts, everything you name, all general merchandise. Okay, so the market has too much dispatchable capacity compared to the total number of loads on any given day. This summer, all right, this summer the trucking market could have one of its steepest declines in recent years, and there is an entity that deserves much of the blame: the Chinese Communist Party and its draconian and inhumane lockdowns. Okay, because they're on lockdown over there, all right? China's ahead of everybody on this New World Order agenda, okay? They already into that next phase 2, okay? So draconian and inhumane lockdowns, which is going to come to the United States of America. Since while the motivations of the Chinese government are unclear, okay, but us in the know, we know the motivations. They're trying to be in compliance with the elites, man, because the elites have an agenda, and all these nations will hop on board. China is just ahead of the game, so that's the motivation. The motivation is basically to bring forth this digital infrastructure and mark everyone with the CHIP, RFID, MOTB, okay. It says, while the motivations of the Chinese government are unclear, one thing is certain: anyone subject to a Chinese state lockdown compares it to being imprisoned in their own homes. Okay? And we already experienced that. You might say, oh, that won't come here, but hey, remember, it started over there in China. We'll come back to 2nd Esdras 15. It started over there in China. Then it went to Europe. Then it made it to the States. Okay? Phase 2 is coming. Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. All right? And also another precept, the devil shall cast some of you into prison. Okay? Actual prison. And then you're going to even have people, as they say, in prison in their own homes. Curfews. You can't leave. All right? Because there's a motivation behind this thing. Okay? Revelation 13:16. It says, as seen in several widely shared media posts, the Chinese government has started to erect metal barricades to block people from leaving their homes. That's prophecy, biblical prophecy. 2nd Esdras 16. 2nd Esdras 15. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to, okay? It says preventing passage even for food or medicine. Okay? So what you supposed to do, man? When they blocking people in their home, what you gonna do when you don't got no food or medicine in your house and they telling you to stay in the house, man? All right? People are going to starve. It says, while Americans watch in horror as innocent Chinese citizens are caught up in an ill-conceived, reckless, or nefarious, take your pick, act by the Chinese Communist Party, there is little Americans can do about it. But like most geopolitical events these days, the lockdowns in Shanghai and other Chinese cities are also a supply chain story that will have a dramatic effect on domestic freight markets. And everything comes from China. When we say everything, we mean most of everything. That you might as well say everything comes from China. Okay. People, this was made in Vietnam or this was made in South America. When people make that statement, meaning majority of everything, so you might as well say everything is made in China. Since the recent slowdown in U.S. truckload markets is likely a precursor to a steeper decline in coming weeks. So it's basically one trouble after another, where you thought things were going to go back to normal, okay, but they aren't. You already was having a problem with the supply chain. So here it is, another one. The lockdowns, okay, are going to cause even more trouble to the system. All right, and that's the downfall of America. You're so dependent on foreign imports. All right, and now you're done. Okay, you never considered the latter end. What happened when you go to war with these people? All right, you know, outsource everything overseas. So what happened when ties are cut? What you gonna bring in? All right, so you know your government, your own people, at least your people, is pretty much left you out to starve, man. For you Edomites. His lockdowns in China were not in a factor in slowing U.S. truckload volumes in February and March. Okay, so it wasn't a factor. Okay, it didn't affect it in February and March when the lockdowns kicked off. It says, as evidenced by record container imports at nearly all major U.S. ports. But that shouldn't give anyone comfort, because a slowdown is about to hit U.S. ports and the trucking companies that service them in a dramatic way. Okay? So even if you do have truckers ready to ship this stuff out, it's not going to be much that's going to be coming to them because of the lockdowns. And this is all being done by design. It says FreightWaves estimate that container imports from China represent approximately 16% of U.S. truckload volumes, and even a larger percentage of U.S. dry van truckloads. After all, nearly half of the containers that come into the United States originate in China. Nearly half, okay? So with these lockdowns, it's going to be a problem. This is the lockdowns in Shanghai begin on April 2nd, and the lockdowns in Guangzhou begin on April 11th. As geopolitical analyst Peter Zeihan described the situation on Twitter. And close out on this article on this next paragraph here. All right, these next two. It says Beijing, which is the political capital of China, was expected to be spared the lockdowns by many analysts. This appears to be wishful thinking. Okay, so Beijing, the political capital in China, there's like, oh, no lockdowns, but hey, that's wishful thinking. It says, in Twitter lit up on April 24th with reports of Chinese state police starting to implement similar measures to those seen in the preparation for lockdowns in other cities. So the capital of China, all right, was about to be locked down or potentially be locked down, man. It says the 3 largest cities in China are going to be removed from the world market. Listen, okay? The 3 largest cities in China are going to be removed from the world market. That's heavy. According to analysts, at least 40% of China's GDP has been taken offline, and this was before lockdowns began in Beijing. So, imagine now, this before they was already locking down, all right? So imagine when they really lock it down, that 40% can jump to 90%. Okay? This is serious, man. Since the vast majority of this GDP is directly related to global manufacturing, removing it means the flow of containers from the world economy. So, simple supply and demand. Simple economics. Removing China's containers from the world economy, there will be a high demand, okay, but low supply, which will even going to bring prices up even higher. All right. So you thought it was a problem ordering parts during the pandemic. All right, just wait. It's a couple months from now, man. And the summer is close. All right, so you're gonna get Second Esdras 15. We'll close out soon. I'm gonna make this ain't gotta be too long. Just the update, man. Sweet and short, man. Videos like this just keep you fired up. The Second Esdras 15:4. Woe to the world, and them that the world are in, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hand. So, what can activate this prophecy? The supply, all right? The lack of supplies, man. Okay? For there shall be sedition among men and invading one another. Why? Because it ain't no food in the stores. So it ain't no merchandise in the stores. So if there ain't no merchandise in the stores, you can go knock on your next door neighbor's house. And I say that politely. Okay? People going to be, as I say, invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. As the economists say, when people have nothing to lose, they lose it. All right? This is real life, man. When you ain't starving, I'm just like, when you starving, you ain't had no food, you ain't had nothing to drink, you can care less about a law, man. You're going to take matters into your own hands. You're going to go into survival mode. That's why when you call people animals, okay, these people are going to literally be like animals. Because why animals hunt each other down, all right, what is it? Is eat or be eaten. When these birds and animals, you watch National Geographic, when these herds of animals are on a prowl, right, walking, all day they looking out for predators, man. All day. That's the life of it. From insects, you got birds trying to eat insects. You got birds trying to eat other birds. Okay? Hey, that's what we're going through. To where you walking and you got some in your hand, somebody gonna come get you, man. Somebody gonna be at you. All the way to the extent of cannibalism. You personally gonna be hunted. Once again, like animals, man. People gonna be wanting to eat you. You think it'll be just about trying to get what you got, it's going to go as far as people trying to literally eat you, man. Okay? That's how it's going to go. It says, and spoil their goods because of lack of bread, and for great tribulation because it's going to be bad. All right? So it's going to bring people to this extent, like, hey, man, I got to do this. All right? And I want to close out with one precept. Let me find it real fast, Baba Kashah. It's Matthew 24, verse 32. It says, now learn a parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender, and figs, man, figs are sweet, okay? Now learn a parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender, and putteth forth leaves, ye know that summer is nigh. Not this article say round about the summertime. Okay, you gonna feel this. All right. Now once again, Craig Fuller, CEO at Freight Waves. We're just reporting on the news that's out here. Okay. Will it actually kick off in the summer? Maybe, maybe not. But we as watchmen, we're out watching, we looking, and we're linking it up with the prophecies. All right. So it says, now learn a parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender and putteth forth leaves, ye know that summer is nigh. So likewise, when ye shall see these things, what's these things? The prophecies, the signs. Okay? Know that it is near, even at the doors. Okay, so great famine will come to the land. All right? We've been prophesying on it. We've been speaking about it. All right, from the elder apostles, a great millstone down. All right? It's coming, and it's going to come. So until next time, giving all praise to Yahweh Shai. See ya, Shalom.